of the 2019 MYHSAL Championship season. Again, thank you tuning into us, Yeshiva Sports Network and Max Live. I want to remind everybody to tune into Max Live this week for the beginning of Sarachek Thursday. But it all starts right here, right now, as we bring to you the varsity championship game between the Heschel Heat and Magen David. Last week in our varsity hockey championship, we saw a matchup between two teams who are all too familiar with each other. Today in our varsity basketball championship between West 3rd seed Heschel and East number 1 seed defending champion Magen David Warriors, we find two teams who seemingly could not have much less to do with each other. Over the last 5 years, or as far back as the MYHSAL website has been in existence, the two teams have met during the regular season and playoffs a grand total of 1 time. And what a game that was. An unspectacular 69-34 Heschel win in the middle of a dreary December in the year 2015, where both teams were headed in opposite directions. Where has there been a time when the teams have gone in the same direction, at least until the last 2 years? And that is where the similarities begin. For each team, this would be the second visit in the last 3 years from Max Athletic Center. 2 years ago, the Heat found themselves locked in battle with the first two, continuing into the very end, coming up short. Last year was the Warriors' turn on the big stage. Unlike their opponent tonight, they would stand toe-to-toe with the Cougars and emerge victorious. However, let's just backtrack a little bit. Despite the fact that they've only met one time in league play, the real story of the 2 times where they have met on other stages. The two sides have actually met more often at the Stanford tournament, where they've locked up in the high leadership slot on Saturday night. And boy, have they produced fireworks. In both games, Heschel had a late lead. Magen David came strong back late, overtook them. This year was an impossible Michael Magen three-pointer at the buzzer to push the Warriors over the Heat for the motivational win. The hope for the Heat bucked the trend and walked back to the west side with their first Yeshiva League crown. They'll attempt to do so with a trio of players who have played on the varsity level for the last 3 years, and one who has come into his own since the beginning of this year. Charlie Sutton, Jesse Aben, and Omri Benachel have followed the Heschel path of sophomore apprenticeship and now form the strong leadership at the helm of the Heschel command. However, the real story for the Heat has been the play of an unheralded junior, Ricky Sutton. Sutton has been the catalyst for Heschel's run this year, even to the point where Coach Evan Pickman has branded him as the best all-around player that he's ever coached. For Magen David, the names stay the same. Ever since last year's performance, the story of Michael Natkin, Albert Nasiri, and Ray Jajati has only grown. Natkin's ability to play every inch of the floor with ease and lead the team in scoring has become a matchup nightmare for opponents, as has the speed and length of Albert Nasiri, who as a second-year varsity junior could have just as easily laid claim to the MVP of last year's championship along with Natkin. Most impressive, though, the rise of Jajati, who 3 years after being a bench player, but a year after being the team's sixth man, has become a force in the dirty areas, leading the team on both the offensive and defensive boards, helping lead to that run that put the nail in the coffin of DRS in the semifinal comeback last week. Going to take a short break with a few minutes to go before the varsity championship game. We have about 10:30 left. Take a short break with a few words from our sponsors here at the Maximum Athletic Center on the campus of Yeshiva University. We'll be back in just a few moments.
Tournament. It's March Madness around the Yeshiva League, and we have all of the action for you right here on the Yeshiva Sports Network and MaxLive.com, the exclusive home of the Yeshiva League Championships. Today's contest is sponsored by Regal Bank of New Jersey. For the friendly service you want and the full range of banking services you need, go see Regal Bank. As New Jersey's favorite community bank, they have 10 branches across Morris, Essex, Somerset, and Union counties. From mobile and online banking to remote deposit and home equity loans, they offer it all to keep you thriving in today's fast-paced world. And they believe that your needs always come first. Visit any of their convenient branches and start making the most of your money today. Learn more at RegalBankNJ.com. Regal Bank is an equal housing and equal opportunity lender and a member of the FDIC. Today's contest is sponsored by Camp David Hockey Camp. Camp David is proud to announce the 2019 camp session now at the beautiful grounds of Camp La Vie and introducing its new MYHSAL division for boys entering 5th and 6th grade, featuring the most experienced, talented, and caring staff to provide close attention to your son's hockey needs. Camp David has helped players realize their true championship potential for 20 years and can do the same for you. Visit campdavid.com for dates, prices, pictures, and much, much more. We'll be right back with more action from today's championships only on the Yeshiva Sports Network and MaxLive.com. You are listening to the feature presentation of the Metropolitan Yeshiva High School Athletic League JV and Varsity Championships, a Yeshiva Sports Network and Max Live production. Today's broadcast is sponsored by Regal Bank. Visit any of their convenient branches and start making the most of your money today. Learn more at regalbanknj.com. Regal Bank is an equal housing and equal opportunity lender and a member of the FDIC. And by Camp David Hockey Camp. Camp David is proud to announce the 2019 camp session now at the beautiful grounds of Camp La Vie. Visit campdavid.com for dates, prices, pictures, and much, much more. And by Step It Up Basketball Sleepaway Camp. Log on to timetostepitup.com today to register your child for the basketball summer experience of a lifetime. We'll be back shortly with more action from today's contest.
Live at the Maximum Athletic Center on the campus of Yeshiva University, coming to you live from the Regal Bank broadcast booth as there is now 6.5 minutes left until the Varsity Championship. We'd like to take some time to thank our sponsors. Again, I want to thank Max Live for bringing us onto this production of the Yeshiva Sports Network. Tune into Max Live this week for all of your sound check tournament coverage, the best week in basketball of the entire year. I want to thank our sponsors, Regal Bank of New Jersey, for the friendly service you want and the full range of banking services for New Jersey's favorite community bank with 10 branches across Morris, Essex, Somerset, and Union counties. Regal Bank provides everything from home online banking to remote deposit and home equity loans. Visit any of their convenient branches and start making the most of your money today. Learn more at regalbanknj.com. Regal Bank is an equal housing and equal opportunity lender and a member of the FDIC. And by Camp David Hockey Camp. Camp David proud to announce the 2019 camp session now at the beautiful grounds of Camp La Vie, as well as the MYHSAL division for 5th and 6th graders. Visit campdavid.com for dates, prices, pictures, and much more. Camp David, where hockey champions are born. And by Camp Step It Up. Camp Step It Up, a sleepaway camp for basketball players located just 90 minutes away from the New York, New Jersey area and just 60 minutes away from Phoenix, Englewood, and Deal. Camp Step It Up is located on the beautiful campus of the College of New Jersey. Step It Up is truly one of a kind. A hardwood heaven combined with an inspiring Jewish experience while still maintaining a nurturing summer camp environment featuring 9 full-size sports, a college varsity weight room, yoga studio, a full athletic training center, an Olympic-sized pool, and a first-class outdoor athletic center, not to mention world-class staff and coaches. Step It Up has everything to nurture and grow the talents of young boys and girls both on and off the court. Our off-the-court curriculum really develops the character and resilience of our campus while providing each of our campus with the basketball summer of their lives. I want to read to you a quote from Albert Mashiri, who's going to be featured in this game for the Magen Warriors about Camp Step It Up. I must say, after attending, I had one of the best weeks of my life at the camp. They taught me not only how to be a better ball player on the court, but more importantly how to be a better person off the court. On the court, they taught us how to be unselfish in a team play. We learned to be very disciplined and to follow the lead of our coaches. Asking for advice can always help. In basketball, you have to make sacrifices and hard work to be the best player. They taught me how to deal with success and failure. They taught me how to deal with that. Above all, I learned the lesson that you must always strive for your goals and never give up. Hope to bring that into today's game for the Magen Warriors. At this time, with about 4 minutes to go, I want to bring to you a name that we all know. my partner for the varsity broadcast of tonight's game, Flapper coach Gus Kennedy. Gus, welcome back to the broadcast. It's been 2 years, but I'm glad you're back with me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you again for the opportunity. I look forward to assisting you with this. This is going to be a great game today.
Oh, Gus, you're not assisting me in anything. This is you. You have seen these two teams play countless times this year. You matched up with Heschel on their run. You've played Magen David in their regular season. Let's talk a little bit about these regular seasons for these two teams. Start off with Magen David. 11-3, a little different from last year's 14-0 run. A lot more parity between the teams in the East, with 1 through 7 really not being decided until the last night. What was it about Magen David that helped them stand out from the rest of the division?
Well, they're quick, they're big, they're fast, and they get out to run. They're a very strong team. And got it? Got me?
Yeah.
They're quick, they're big, they're strong, they get out to run, and they can attack you their zone. You know, when I spoke to Coach Pick before the game, and I was asking him what's the key to the game, and you know, he's a well-seasoned veteran. We had the same thing. He said, listen, if my guys can slow the game down and cut them from running, and there's three things that Magen plays, let everybody know. It's either the boxing one or the triangle and two. And then they may have their pressure 3-2 full-court press, and then they go into their 2-3 zone. So he said if you slow the game down and minimize these athletes, you might have a shot to win. So, being that said, I was like, listen, I said that's a great way to give yourself a chance to win. And that's the best thing you do. What do you think?
See me? I look at what they did against DRS last game. They went down early. Magen David went down early. And it was I don't know if it was just nerves in the first half. I mean, sorry, the Magen David was up early. DRS was able to come back on them. They have lapses. They're not a perfect team. They have the perfect players, but they're not a perfect team. And sometimes they're prone to the lapses. And if you're Heschel,
that's early in the year. I think that they're well positioned.
Now, on Heschel's side.
On Heschel's side, I would say that Heschel plays a man-to-man, and it will feature a 2-3 zone. The team has shown a lot of moxie this postseason, overcoming 10-point deficit twice this postseason. Ricky Sutton has shown that he's the most dynamic player in these playoffs. Jake Brewer has been clutch as well, stepping out and hitting those big shots. Coach Pickman has used his timeouts beautifully in these playoffs, scoring those runs and coming up with big offensive possessions for his team, getting back into games. I think, does Heschel have enough depth to keep up with the run and gun warriors?
So that'll be one of the questions that they have to answer. I want to take a step back and talk about what you just mentioned. You brought up an extremely good point. Heschel has had to come back from double-digit deficits against both your Flopper squad and Frisch. What does that bode for them if they find themselves down as double digits early on today?
Listen, these guys are not going to quit. I don't think they're going to look at it like, oh, this is Magen, and we're going to just not keep fighting. Because you got to understand, on the flip side, does Magen have enough shot makers to keep up with Ricky Sutton and Jesse Abed, both clutch in these playoffs? Will Heschel get anything out of the Lindenbaum? It's the big guy. He could be a huge factor with this size. And Ray Jajadi for Magen has also been one of the unsung heroes for the whole season. And I'm telling you, everyone talks about the N&N boys, but it's been Jahadi in the big games. And don't forget, I told you, Jesse Abed and Ricky Sutton has been big during these playoff runs.
We talk about the big trio on both sides. We talked about the leadership trio on both sides. We talked about for Heschel, we talked about Charlie Sutton. We talked about Jesse Abed. We talked about Omri Benacho. We talked on the Magen David side. We talked about, back to Heschel, talking about Ricky Sutton as well, talking to the Magen David side. Natkin, Nasiri, Jajadi. Question is, which side is going to have enough over the other? And we're about to find out. Send it down to courtside for Commissioner Seth Gordon to kick us off with the introduction for the 2019 MYHSAL Varsity Championship game. Heschel Heat, Magen David Warriors. Looks like he's about ready to go.
Junior Jacob Tiller. Number 12, Senior Owen Bencham. Number 15, Junior Ellie Boca. Number 20, Junior Julian Oseri. Number 22, sophomore Dan Hollander. Number 23, Julian O'Neill. Number 24, Junior Italo Shapiro. And number 25, Junior Cindy Schlitzer. Now, the reserves for the NBA Warrior. Number 00, Junior Jacob Michoud. Number 0, Senior Victor Praka. Number 2, Junior Andrew Nova. Number 3, Senior Jack Gindi. Number 10, Senior Navina Fagan. Number 24, Junior Elena Fagan. Number 34, Senior Marcus Rocky. And number 42, Junior Jacob Sakai. Now the starters for the Heschel League. Number 1, Junior Ricky Sutton. Number 2, Senior Charlie Sutton. Number 3, Senior Jesse Obed. Number 5, Senior Jake Borer. And number 11, Junior David Nass. Heschel is coached by Adam Pittman and assisted by Michael Catan, Giselle Carnacion, and Nathan McKenna, and their scorekeeper is Junior Truman. Now, the starters for the NBA Warrior. Number 13, Junior Anthony. Number 21, Junior Teddy Cole. Number 23, Junior Albert Nasiri. Number 32, Senior Ray Shadi. And number 44, Senior Michael Magen. Head coach John Glenn, assisted by Ben Mann, Leo Alexis, and Jack Glenn. We now have to remember to stand in silence and face the flags as we begin our national anthem.
Oh, I need to stretch for this.
welcome you back to the Regal Bank broadcast booth at the Max Stern Athletic Center on the campus of Yeshiva University for the Varsity Championship game. Heschel, Magen David. Heschel, the 3 seed in the West. Magen David, the 1 seed in the East. Magen David, 1 seed. The only 1 seed here today. The only team that enjoyed a bye coming into Championship Sunday as we get you set for this last championship game of the winter season. We've had we've had girls JV and varsity basketball. We've had boys JV and varsity hockey. And today, as we saw before, Magen David taking the JV basketball championship, now looking for their second title in 2 years. The first team looking to be the first team to repeat since the 2000, 2001, and 2001, 2002 Hafter Hawks, and only the second team within a 10-year stretch to pull down 2 championships within that stretch. Sorry, the third team, as I believe Frisch and DRS have done that previously over the last 10 years. 8 minutes on the clock. Magen David, home white, starting out to our right, going to the left. Road orange for the Heschel Heat, starting from our left, going to the right. Gus, as you see the teams getting ready for the tip, you have Coach Ike Dweck, you have Kevin Pickman. Mutual respect, a ton of mutual respect there. What's going to be the difference between the two of them that comes down to this game for the two teams?
Well, these are both well-seasoned veterans. I mean, they know the game. I'll tell you what. I know that if Spike gets a lead, Mike gets a lead, he's gonna work it. You know, especially down the stretch in the quarter, he's gonna play that Cincinnati dribble out play, and they have to come out like the 4 cross flex, and you're gonna have to come out and play them. And I would say the same thing, that I would believe that more Heschel will be more in the attack mode, because like he said, it's like he wants to attack their defense, but however slow their game down a little bit when it comes to the defensive side of them for Heschel. As
we look in front of us, you see the players matching up against each other with very few differences in the matchups we see. The height advantage has got to be the Heschel Heat, but the speed advantage, Magen David, which one wins out?
Oh, it's whoever comes to play. I think it's a lot of heart and hustle.
Hedging it as Heschel will win the tip. Tip goes back to Charlie Sutton. Sutton over to Ricky.
And Magen comes out into the 2-1-2 right now. Now this is where previously during the course of the season, this hasn't been the strong point for Heschel. Heschel hasn't been so great on the zone as of late, but they've been playing very well during this postseason.
And you see it result in a turnover there, going off the hands of Jake Borer and out of bounds.
There it goes.
As you see Magen David now with the ball. Natkin at the top of the series.
See, Heschel plays press coverage defense, and you can see right there, they got a steal on the series. So that's what Heschel is very good for when they play their man-to-man defense, is press coverage D. So you got to be able to take care of the ball and minimize turnovers if you're Magen David.
Ball out to Nass on the right wing. And turnover going
so
back.
No one has, look, this is what you got to stop. This is what Magen David wants to do very well. So you got to get a good shot if you're Heschel. Make sure, even if you got to have great shot selection, because if you miss and you're not out there to cover, it's a bucket for Magen David.
Transition bucket by Anteby, and we now have a foul the other way. Foul will be on Michael Natkin. 6:55 left in the first quarter play, and Bower will go to the line for 2 shots. Misses the first. This is the second as well, and Nasir will come down with the rebound. Cohen taking the ball to the floor. Tico, they call him, Teddy Cohen.
Now, Albert Nasir is a great ball handler. He could drive from left, and he has quick hands.
And right now has the ball
in his hands.
He likes to do
everything from his strong left-hand side.
As you just saw, that entry pass back out to Nasiri for 3. Misses. Rebound by Tajati. We put it back in. Tajati, the rebounding mastermind for Magen David this year on both the offensive and defensive boards. 4-0 Magen David lead. Perimeter play by Heschel. And we're going to have a timeout by Coach Pickman.
See, I told you, he's very quick to do that. He's not going to allow he's going to thwart any type of, He's going to stop any defense from any momentum. He's going to start. He's going to get a good play out of this timeout. I don't know where they're taking the ball out. It's probably going to be side out of bound. And they do
like they advanced the ball, so I believe it's going to be.
It's going to be on the half-court side of the bound. So what I'm saying, he's going to probably have like a down screen action coming off the pick for either Ricky Sutton or Jesse Abed for the right-hand corner. Just to say, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but
look,
you know.
You're here to give your best guess. I'm here to give my best guess. You know, you've played against these teams. You played against Heschel only a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
So you've got to see what plays, what sets they've run. You have probably just as much, if not more, experience dealing with this team and both teams than most other coaches in the league. So the truth is, we're listening to you. Let's see if it happens. And it's going to be inbounded by Nash.
They're just going to give it to him. Magen David is staying in the zone.
Sutton at the high. Passes it over to Sutton. The two Suttons at the top. Over to Abed. Abed over to Ricky. Ricky puts up the jumper. Misses. Dejati, another rebound already. Going to Nasiri. Nasiri looking to drive. Got a hand in there. Jesse Abed knocking it away. Great defensive play.
That's what Magen wants to do. They want to run.
They want to push, absolutely.
And Heschel can push the ball very well. And by slowing them down in the zone, that's what Magen David is doing to them. They're minimizing their fast break offense, the transition offense.
And Cohen almost lost that. Cohen all the way over to Natkin. Natkin for three. Misses off the side of him. Gets his own rebound. Sends it over. I can't tell if that was a pass or if that was a shot, but either way, ball stays with Magen David. And a turnover. A little miscommunication between Natkin and Cohen. Cohen missing, ball going out of bounds. 5:40 left to go. First quarter of play.
Heschel is still looking what to do. They're struggling against the zone.
Well, it's early. You know, they'll
Oh, no. I don't count them out. I'm just saying they haven't figured it out yet.
Sutton to Sutton. Over to Abed. Loss on handle, and he's going to go backcourt. And the ball will go to Magen David. Yet another miscommunication, missed opportunity, and over to Magen David.
This was what Pick was worried about. He did not want his team to give up too many turnovers. Not to any team, but especially Magen David, because they usually capitalize.
Nasiri going down the lane. They're going to wave that off. It was on the ground. Nasiri drawing the foul. Foul will be on Jesse Abed. That'll be his first. And so Magen David will take it out from the side. Or from behind the basket. Excuse me. 5:17 to go. First quarter play. Natkin bounces it to Dejati. Dejati up. Battle with Bower. Sorry. It was a battle with Nass, and Nass pulls it down. We got a three on the corner from Bower. Does not go. And a pick by Abed. Abed picks it up. Sends it over to Charlie Sutton, who drains it for the two. And Heschel on the board. 14 Magen David lead. 4:53 left in this first quarter of play. Cohen dribbling up top, pounded by Ricky. Anthony trying to pull around, and he's going to have a walk. Anthony trying to get hurt. He might be hurt. He ran into two players there. He didn't see what was coming. Might just need a little bit of a breather. There he goes, getting up. Yeah, I think it just banged the knee coming around, and that's sort of what caused the travel. He was looking for a pass outlet, and he just didn't have it. Sutton to Sutton. And that one, Charlie bringing the ball up. Gets it into Nass, who sends it out to Abed. Back up to Sutton. Sutton. Ricky to Charlie. A lot of perimeter as Ricky puts up mid-range, misses, and rebounded again.
There they go. They want to run.
Rebounded.
Got to stop the ball.
Yeah. And a pick. And a pick off by Ricky. Ricky going to drive. Sends it up. Doesn't get it. Fight down for the rebound. Abed loses the handle. Gets it back. Back up top. Nass. Over to Abed. Abed for three. Misses. Nasiri is going to get fouled by Borer. Borer picking up his first. Might have been a very smart play. Nasiri was looking to break out in transition there. So even though it was a foul by Borer, it sort of slowed Magen David down.
Oh yeah, that's better than them going in a fast break and getting at least a foul close to the basket where they're shooting too.
I mean, you don't want to start giving up fouls with 3:54 to go in the first quarter of the game, because you start doing that, you get into foul trouble in this league with only 5 fouls, but certainly better than putting up 2 points the other way. Dejati misses the turnaround jumper, and Sutton will bring the ball back. Over to Abed. Sutton. Down low to the paint. Back up around to the top. Abed in the corner. Sutton. And we're going to get a stoppage of play. It looks as if there's a little bit of blood. Yep, looks like it may be a little bit of blood, so they're going to take him off the floor. They're going to have to replace him, or as they're saying, as something. Abed's looking like he has no idea what's going on. He's saying it's not his blood. But they're going to have to bring somebody in. Coming off the bench, going to be Nathaniel Shapiro. Seeing his first action in the game. 3:26 left, first quarter of play.
Windy comes in for Magen David as well.
Good call. We will see Jack Windy for the first time up top, number 3 in front of us. Anthony looks like he'll be ready to come back in shortly, though, as a 3 off the mark by Sutton. Pulled down by Natkin. Nasiri now has the ball from Cohen. Nasiri, takes him out, puts it up. Rolls around and in. Rolls around twice and in.
He's strong to his left, I was telling you, Nasiri.
Yep, and a 2-point lead. Sorry, a 4-point lead. 2 more points making it a 4-point lead. And the second foul on Jake Borer. Very early, 3:03.
The problem that Heschel has with the zone is they don't have any presence and down presence, so they keep all perimeter shots. They don't have anybody that can get to the middle and go in and go post up to the glass they don't have any downside action.
And so now Borer's coming off because it seems like he's got a little bit of blood. So he's being replaced. Looks as if they're bringing in Noah Lindenbaum to replace him. Abed back in. And Nasiri misses the foul shot. 2:54 left to go. 6-2, Magen David. Abed over to Sutton. Down low. Back up to Abed for 3. Misses. And a rebound by Nasiri. Nasiri pushing. He's got an outlet. Nasiri to his left. And we're going to get a blocking foul. And as both players are about to get up, Nasiri went in hard. Foul on Jesse Abed. That'll be his second. So already Heschel in foul trouble with 2 for both Abed and Borer, 2 of their starters. Really getting caught up by Magen David's speed.
That's right. That's Nasiri pushing the ball. What the defender has to do, actually, he has to run down past Nasiri and beat him to the spot, cut him off, make him use his right hand, and try to finish off that step, and either do a spin move or a Euro step instead of coming one side, his strong side on the left, and finish.
Well, it seemed like the defender Borer bit for the move to the right, moved his body over to the right, and then just gave him the lane left.
But I'm sure he has to be aware that his strength is his left side. So you got to try to minimize him and make sure he puts the ball on the right-hand side and take it up that way.
As you see him miss the second shot, Sutton brings the ball up. Abed back over to Sutton, the other Sutton. That's Ricky. Abed over to Charlie Sutton. Over to Ricky in the corner. Brings it back around near the top. Over to Charlie. Charlie has somebody down low, not looking there. He had Lindenbaum low. Ricky pulls up for the jumper around the elbow, misses, and Nasiri again. And keep this dribble going down. Really, really good play by a really smart player. Cohen into the front court. Guarded by Lindenbaum, the big man. Windy pulls up the 3, misses. 2 Heschel players go up, come down with it. Abed with the rebound. And Coach Pickman's going to push Sutton up the floor with the ball. Over to Ricky Sutton. Comes around, sends it over to Abed. Abed down low to Nass. Nass gets the ball out to Ricky Sutton. Rolls it around from Abed to Charlie Sutton. Charlie down low to Lindenbaum. He puts the ball on the floor, up and in with the left hand.
Now that was a great substitution. Get somebody with sides inside where Magen David has to pay attention to one of the offensive players on the baseline, on the block.
3-point game, 1:12 left in the first quarter of play. Magen David 7, Heschel 4. Low-scoring first quarter of play. Magen David is nothing. It's nothing unusual. Their game against DRS was a low-scoring affair throughout the first quarter and the first half. For Heschel, I guess if the game is close, it doesn't really matter that it's a low-scoring affair. Trying to keep Magen David from scoring, I guess, is the main point.
Yes, Pick will be happy with this. Slowing the game down, let them run an offense. This is not their DNA. They want to get up, play defense, get up and run, rebound and push the ball. This is probably one of the few possessions where Heschel was able to get back, whether from not a missed shot or a turnover, and be able to make Magen play offense.
As Natkin puts
set
up
offense.
Natkin puts up the 3 and misses, and it's intercepted by Nasiri. His quickness, driving to his right. Oh, he tried to go with the left. He switched over to his left. Tried
That's
over
what
the
they're going to
back.
have to do all night. Contest is such a great play like that. You're going to have to make him work for it and make him go right.
8 seconds left, Gussie. We're spot on there. Sutton tries to drive, kicks it out to Charlie. He cannot get a handle on it. And with 4.3 left in the first quarter of play, Magen David will get a chance to extend the 3-point lead before the end of the quarter. As Zakai will come. No, he's not going to check in. It's just going to be Elin Amias coming in. He'll replace Jajati. Natkin with 3 to go on the clock. 2. Puts it up from 3. Misses. Now they weren't going to give him that. People are calling for a foul, but they weren't going to give him that. And with no time left on the clock at the end of the first quarter, 7 for Magen David. Gus.
Wow, exciting game already. It really is. I know people may think, oh, it's a low-scoring game, but you're going to see this is going to be a dogfight. If Heschel is able to execute their game plan and slow the game down and play a half-court defense, and Magen has to come out and play a half-court set offense, this is going to be a very low-scoring, close game.
Well, that plays into Coach Pickman's notion of if it's low-scoring, it means they're not 10, 15, 20 points ahead of us.
That's right. And what Magen wants to do, they want to get out and run. They want to push the ball. They want to make sure that these guys are in foul trouble at all costs. Even if they get back, he wants to push them and be aggressive on offense. And that's what they're going to get up. Now let's see if Pick comes out with a little bit of pressure and change the defense or go into a 2-3. Because they were in their pressure man cover D, man-to-man cover defense. Because, I'm going to tell you, Pick likes to change it up a little bit. And I'm going to tell you this. If either Ricky Sutton or Jesse Abed gets hot, I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Dweck change into a boxing 1 and see how Heschel reacts to their defense.
So to your point, just to recap, fouls may come into play for Heschel as both Jesse Abed and Jake Borer, 2 fouls apiece. Only 8 minutes into the game. Not a deep bench for Coach Pickman. Only really, I want to say, 8 players that he uses over the course of a game. 2 already in foul trouble may make a huge difference, especially with Magen David's speed, because that's what's brought them to that point this far.
Well, credit to Pick, he's been extending his bench during these playoffs. And these guys have been stepping up, obviously, because they're playing in the championship game. So he's not afraid to use his bench and use a couple of guys for a couple of minutes just to get his guys ready.
So, speaking of stepping up, want to say thank you to Camp Step It Up for being a sponsor of today's broadcast. Step It Up Basketball Camp. A lot of these players that are on the floor have been on the floor the entire day. Made their home at Step It Up over the last few years. I want to say thank you also to the Regal Bank of New Jersey. Camp David Hockey Camp for being amazing sponsors of our broadcast this year. Cohen with the ball, 7:55. Natkin going one-on-one. Sends the ball to MYHSAL down low.
Nice.
And he's up and in. Nobody on him. First points of the game for him. 9-4 Magen David lead.
Macken has a full repertoire. Oh, look at that.
And Natkin with the beautiful seal, taking it down the other way. Bounce pass to Cohen. And they're going to say he just lost the handle on the ball and he let it go out of bounds.
That's what Magen wants you to do, get out and run. Heschel has to minimize the turnovers if they're going to have a chance in this game. If they're not going to, they got to slow the ball down and be more patient and attack. They don't have to be so quick with the passes. They just have to move the defense. Look how far out there that Cohen is playing.
And you
So
see,
you'll
you
find
see Ricky
holes.
in the
You got to
corner
find
was
the
calling
pockets
for it.
in the zone.
Yeah, and that's what Ricky was saying. Ricky was all alone in that corner. They just couldn't get the ball to him all the way across the floor. As Charlie pulls up with the three and nails it.
Now that's a good shot. Move the ball. They don't have to be so aggressive on offense as far where they have to make quick passes.
And we now have a 9-7 ball game. Natkin with the handle, being hounded by big man Nass. Sutton
You got to
in the
be
series.
careful with Natkin because he loves to post up on the block. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to bring it to his side. He's a great offensive player. I'm saying this guy has a lot of offensive repertoire. He's not a great ball handler, but he's good enough to get where he needs to go.
It looked like they tried to set up a play to get a bounce pass into him. Just didn't work as the ball does not roll in for MYHSAL. Oh, we're going to get ourselves a walk. Absolutely. Absolutely. Took one step, stuttered. So Jesse Abed not able to keep the feet under control. Edmund Anteby will inbound to Cohen.
There's an example of what I was saying. Netanel Shapiro is in the game. He's not afraid to use his bench. There he goes. Knacking in the block. Like I said, they like to use him in the block. He's a great offensive player around that baseline.
Well, that one didn't go. Jesse Abed pulling down the rebound, getting it over to Charlie Sutton. Charlie sweeping everybody out, getting it over to Ricky. Work its way around the top, back to Charlie, over to Jesse. Abed puts up the left-hander, does not go. Natkin with the rebound, Natkin pushing. Natkin, tried to get it around, now gets around, and then we're going to call. There's going to be an offensive foul.
The ref got him with the hook.
Yep, and that's number 2 on Natkin.
That's very big for Magen David, taking Natkin out. Now listen, they have a deep bench, Magen, but Natkin is a great player on the block.
Natkin's been their leading scorer all year, I believe averaging over 17 points a game for the Warriors.
Well, let's see if Heschel can capitalize and go on a run here.
Gwindy on the floor now, replacing him. Charlie and Ricky. Benechow. Sorry, that was it was Benechow, correct. Benechow. Lost the handle. Cohen with the strip. Sends it out to Jajati. Jajati looking to drive it in. They didn't rebound to Gwindy, and Gwindy put it in. Looked like it might have been fouled there. Gwindy following up, making sure that the bucket went. Sutton to Sutton.
This is exactly what Magen wants to do. I believe that they score 7 or 9 points off a transition.
Well, whatever it is, they're certainly making Heschel pay for not getting back as Charlie Sutton drives. And we now have a jump ball. Both players getting tangled up.
It should be Heschel ball. I mean Magen's ball.
And it will be. Arrow over to Magen.
No, Heschel, they got it.
Either that or it was.
No, the second quarter, didn't Magen get the ball?
You are. No, you're correct. You're correct. Magen started out the quarter with the ball.
Magen's.
Absolutely correct. And next possession will go to Magen. This is the right call. Magen inbounded the ball to start the quarter.
Oh, that's the T. Oh.
Ball out to Charlie. Charlie to Jesse Abed. Over to Charlie Sutton. Over to Ricky. Nass tries to get it in to Lindenbaum. Gets it back out to Nass, who puts up the 3, doesn't go. And we got a scrum on the floor for the ball. And Jajati comes out there. Jajati going the entire way. Puts it up wildly with the left hand. Doesn't get it to go. Magen David gets the rebound. No, Gwindy moves it over to Cohen. And a 3. To the 3-pointer by Magen David. Dagger 3, making it a 6-point game. And they got a foul. A foul. Ricky Sutton fouled from behind the line, so he's going to get 3 shots. Foul's going to be on number 13, Edmund Antony. You don't want to foul him from that far. If he hits it, he hits it, but you don't want to get on top of him from that far out, I guess.
Not only that, you don't want to slow the game down, slow the pace, the tempo. Get them some rest and help them get back on defense.
And that one rolls in. 13-8. Magen David lead. A chance to cut this to a 3-point, one-possession game. Second of 3 shots coming up. Nails it. Smooth. Sutton not even hesitating, just putting the ball up. Third of 3 shots. And he hits that one. Nails all 3, and it's now a 3-point game. And to your point, Magen David now has to slow the ball coming back up the floor. Cohen. Siri. Being guarded by Ricky Sutton. Ricky switches off onto Najati. Najati. Back to Nasiri. Nasiri for 3. Misses. Ball pulled down by Lindenbaum.
He will take a few of those during the course of the game.
Picked up by
wow.
Oh, what a fake out. Fake out by Charlie. And he nails the 3. We have a tie game.
This is Heschel's tempo at the moment. Magen's going to have to switch their tempo. I wouldn't be surprised that if they're going to their full court press, just to bring the tempo back to what they want to do. And
a 6-point swing in a minute. And a steal by Lindenbaum. Lindenbaum's going to drive it himself. Lindenbaum puts up and the foul. An 8-point swing. And just like that, Heschel has a 2-point lead with a foul shot to come.
I told you, this is going to be a game by 2 great teams and well-coached teams. Both teams want it. It's not going to be easy. People came in here probably thinking Magen was the favorite, and they should be. Magen's a very good team all year round. They've been probably 1 or 2, number 1 and number 2 ranked in Jewish hoops. So I expect them to play. And this is a game of runs. Basketball's a game of runs.
As he hits the shot, giving Heschel now the 3-point lead. What once was a 6-point Magen David lead, 13-7, is now a 16-13 Heschel lead. Cohen, ball at the floor. Windy slams it down low. Nasiri dribbles with the right, sends it over to Windy back at the top. Windy over to Najati. Najati puts up the 3. Bounces long. Abed holds it down. Abed. He sort of missed Shapiro all the way down. Shapiro will have the ball in his hands now. Sutton to Sutton. Charlie over to Ricky. Ricky pulls up at the free throw line. And it rolls in and out. Pull down the
There it goes. That's what they want to do. They want to run.
Nasiri.
He changed me great. Whoa.
Oh. Almost lost that. Cohen now with the ball, though. Ball's in the hands of the point guard, who will look to set up his offense with 2 minutes to go in this second quarter. Close game of runs. Windy. Over to Nachmayas. Nachmayas runs. Puts it up off the boards and in.
I think that was a great no call by the ref.
Yep, he let that one go. Got his hands up. Abed for 3, misses off the side of the rim. Pulled down by Windy. Windy to Cohen. Cohen roll. Think twice.
See, this is what they want to do, is run. Look what happened. Look what just happened there, what Magen created by pushing the ball. Even though Heschel was set back on defense, it creates a lot of chaos. Who's going to pick up who? And then it creates a mismatch on the right side where they were able to score.
Great stutter step on the ball by Windy, opening the lane for him. Pass down low, back up to Sutton's. Charlie for the 3, misses. Pulled down Myers. Cohen. Cohen pulls out with 57 seconds left. 1-point Magen David lead, and they're going to hold for 1. Or they're going to try to. Heschel putting pressure on. Abed putting pressure on him. Sends it over to Najati. Najati dribbles back towards the timeline. Sends it over to Cohen. Back to Windy. Cohen. Just content to weave until maybe about 15, 20 seconds left. Windy. See if they run with 15. Windy. Najati with 15 seconds left. Back to Cohen. Cohen looking to drive the lane, doesn't have his lane. Sends it over to Siri, who loses it. Ball over to Heschel. Sutton's going for 3 to go. Sends it over to Abed, who drops, puts it up, misses at the buzzer. Cannot follow. Rookie Sutton. Heschel missed opportunity at the buzzer to take the lead. And at the end of the first half of play, Magen David 17, Heschel 16. We're going to take a break right now. Hear a word from our sponsors at the 2019 MYHSAL Varsity Championship live from the Max Athletic Center on the campus of Yeshiva University.
You are listening to the Metropolitan Yeshiva High School Athletic League Championship Series on the Yeshiva Sports Network and Max Live. Thank you for tuning into today's coverage of the JV and Varsity Basketball Championships. Be sure to tune into Max Live starting Thursday for the 2019 Red Sarachek Memorial Basketball Tournament. It's March Madness around the Yeshiva League, and we have all of the action for you right here on the Yeshiva Sports Network and MaxLive.com, the exclusive home of the Yeshiva League Championships. Today's contest is sponsored by Regal Bank of New Jersey. For the friendly service you want and the full range of banking services you need, go see Regal Bank. As New Jersey's favorite community bank, they have 10 branches across Morris, Essex, Somerset, and Union counties. From mobile and online banking to remote deposit and home equity loans, they offer it all to keep you thriving in today's fast-paced world. And they believe that your needs always come first. Visit any of their convenient branches. Be sure to tune into Max Live starting Thursday for the 2019 Red Sarachek Memorial Basketball Tournament. It's March Madness around the Yeshiva League, and we have all of the action for you right here on the Yeshiva Sports Network and MaxLive.com, the exclusive home of the Yeshiva League Championships. Today's contest is sponsored by Regal Bank of New Jersey. For the friendly service you want and the full range of banking services you need, go see Regal Bank. As New Jersey's favorite community bank, they have 10 branches across Morris, Essex, Somerset, and Union counties. From mobile and online banking to remote deposit and home equity loans, they offer it all to keep you thriving in today's fast-paced world. And they believe that your needs always come first. Visit any of their convenient branches and start making the most of your money today. Learn more at RegalBankNJ.com. Regal Bank is an equal housing and equal opportunity lender and a member of the FDIC. Today's contest is sponsored by Camp David Hockey Camp. Camp David is proud to announce the 2019 camp session now at the beautiful grounds of Camp La Vie and introducing its new MYHSAL division for boys entering 5th and 6th grade, featuring the most experienced, talented, and caring staff to provide close attention to your son's hockey needs. Camp David has helped players realize their true championship potential for 20 years and can do the same for you. Visit campdavid.com for dates, prices, pictures, and much, much more. We'll be right back with more action from today's championships only on the Yeshiva Sports Network and MaxLive.com. You are listening to the feature presentation of the Metropolitan Yeshiva High School Athletic League JV and Varsity Championships, a Yeshiva Sports Network and Max Live production. Today's broadcast is sponsored by Regal Bank. Visit any of their convenient branches and start making the most of your money today. Learn more at Regal. You are listening to the Metropolitan Yeshiva High School Athletic League Championship Series on the Yeshiva Sports Network and Max Live. Thank you for tuning into today's coverage of the JV and Varsity Basketball Championships. Be sure to tune into Max Live starting Thursday for the 2019 Red Sarachek Memorial Basketball Tournament. It's March Madness around the Yeshiva League, and we have all of the action for you right here on the Yeshiva Sports Network and MaxLive.com, the exclusive home of the Yeshiva League Championships. Today's contest is sponsored by Regal Bank of New Jersey. For the friendly service you want and the full range of banking services you need, go see Regal Bank. As New Jersey's favorite community bank, they have 10 branches across Morris, Essex, Somerset, and Union counties. From mobile and online banking to remote deposit and home equity loans, they offer it all to keep you thriving in today's fast-paced world. And they believe that your needs always come first. Visit any of their convenient branches and start making the most of your money today. Learn more more at regalbanknj.com. Regal Bank is an equal housing and equal opportunity lender and a member of the FDIC. Today's contest is sponsored by Camp David Hockey Camp. Camp David is proud to announce the 2019 camp session now at the beautiful grounds of Camp La Vie and introducing its new MYHSAL division for boys entering 5th and 6th grade, featuring the most experienced, talented, and caring staff to provide close attention to your son's hockey needs. Camp David has helped players realize their true championship potential for 20 years and can do the same for you. Visit campdavid.com for dates, prices, pictures, and much, much more. We'll be right back with more action from today's championships only on the Yeshiva Sports Network and MaxLive.com. You are listening to the feature presentation of the Metropolitan Yeshiva High School Athletic League JV and Varsity Championships, a Yeshiva Sports Network and Max Live production. Today's broadcast is sponsored by Regal Bank. Visit any of their convenient branches and start making the most of your money today. Learn more at regalbanknj.com. Regal Bank is an equal housing and equal opportunity lender and a member of the FDIC. And by Camp David Hockey Camp. Camp David is proud to announce the 2019 camp session now at the beautiful grounds of Camp La Vie. Visit campdavid.com for dates, prices, pictures, and much, much more.
Welcome back to the Regal Bank broadcast booth at the Max Athletic Center on the campus of Yeshiva University for the 2019 MYHSAL Varsity Championship game. I want to say thank you to our sponsors. Again, this game being presented to you exclusively on the Yeshiva Sports Network and Max Live. I want to thank Max Live. Tune in this week for Sarachek. Get to that in just a moment. Thank you to our sponsors, Regal Bank of New Jersey, Camp David, and Camp Step It Up Basketball Camp. Camp Step It Up wants to remind you that they launched their girls sleepaway camp program this past year. Grades 4 through 12, same for the boys, grades 4 through 12, and for 10th graders. 10 days of Step It Up for 10th graders, 10 for 10. 10th graders going to Israel trips this summer, June 26th to July 5th. Step It Up Basketball Camp, contributing sponsor to today's event. Gus Kelly Weiselberg on the call along with Gus Kennedy. Gus, a tale of two quarters right there. So Magen did really break out in the first quarter. Really used their transition game. And you saw a little bit of a layup. You saw Heschel able to come back, take the lead. A 9-point swing. 6 down, 3 up. Which one of these is the real quarters that we should look for in the second half?
Well, when they put Lindenbaum in the game and Lindenbaum in the game, they stretched the game out a little bit, the zone, so they were able to get some layups and closer mid-range shots. So I think, and he was able to score off of that. He was a big body where that Magen has to pay attention to. So that's what changed the game. Also what changed the game is that they minimized him the last couple of minutes in the quarter. What they did was they slowed the game down and they minimized their transition offense. And I told you that would be the key if Heschel has any opportunity to come out on top of this game, is to make sure that they control tempo. And the same thing goes for Magen David. They have to control tempo and they have to keep pushing. This game is far from over, and this is going to be a great second half. I'm looking forward to this. You have no idea.
Well, the third quarter in their last game against DRS was the matchup quarter. Went into the second quarter only scoring 20 points. Went into the third quarter only scoring 20 points. Came out of the quarter, doubled with that just with 20 in the third quarter alone, taking the lead and really taking DRS out of that game using their press. 1:07 left. Will we see that press to start out, or do we think that Magen Davis wants to stay the course?
I wouldn't be surprised to see the 3-2 press, but also I don't think that he will be so quick in it, because I'm sure he would feel that Smike is smart enough to know that Pick will probably be ready for it, but you never know. Can't play that way. You got to go with whatever you think that's going to give your team an opportunity to change momentum and give them some energy moving forward to take the lead.
Well, generally it's whatever brought you here that you're going to go with. That's going to be your go-to game. And right now we have 1/2 of play left. Magen David up 1, 17-16. Magen David already taking home some hardware today, winning the JV championship by the final score of 36-35. Looking to play the sweep. Winning their varsity 2 years in a row, along with the JV having 2 in 3 years.
Well, let's see if that miss by a bed is going to hurt Heschel or help Magen, because they would have been up 1 going into half, and that's going to make a big difference.
Oh, certainly. Mentally, that's got to be, especially with as wide open as he was at the end, able to push the ball down the floor. 2 straight misses by Heschel to close out the quarter on what should have been easy lay-ins.
Well, I wouldn't say so mental. This team is mentally tough. Both teams are. They're going to go. There's a lot of game left. So that's all these coaches are going to tell them. Listen, there's a lot of games left. Basketball is a game to run. We got to play our game. We got to play loose. If that's what they're telling these guys right here. They're going to go over their plays, what they do well, and they're going to say, let's execute and have fun doing it.
So coming out on the floor, Magen David already showing their 5. You got Ray Jajati. You have Teddy Cohen, Albert Nasiri, Mikey Natkin, and Edmund Nantaby. Coming out for the Heat, Ricky and Charlie Sutton. Charlie will inbound. Jesse Abed, Noah Lindenbaum. And for the first time today,
Noah Lindenbaum is starting.
Schlisser.
Noah Lindenbaum is starting instead of Ness.
As is Simi Schlisser, who is now up on Jajati. Looks like they want to get a good matchup on him down low, because Jajati's been just pulling him down off the boards. Cohen with the ball. Looks to drive, kicks it out. Anthony with the 3, misses, and a rebound by Lindenbaum. Pushes it up the court. That would be Charlie over to Ricky. Abed back to Ricky. Down to Charlie. Pulls around the top. Abed. Back to Charlie. Swing it all the way around to Ricky. Ricky counted by Nasiri. And now Anthony. Anthony got a hand in there. It's going to go out of bounds. Off.
Great defense. Great hands.
They switched off on him. Didn't let him go right. Didn't let him go left. And he just lost the handle, not knowing that there was a guy coming from the other side. Cohen over to Jajati. Jajati squaring Schlissel up. Gets it out to Nasiri. Back to Jajati. Jajati drives to his left. Puts it up with the left hand off the boards and in. Great little drive.
I told you that would be the key. I think that's the unsung hero for Magen David, Jajati.
Well, right now, again, he's been a monster on the board. So they brought in Schlissel. It looked like to be a matchup on him down low. But if you're going to take it from that high, Schlissel coming out that high won't be as effective, because that just plays into Jajati's speed. Schlissel from 3.
Wow, what a put down.
And a nice rebound by Ricky. Couldn't get it back. Saved by Natkin. Nasiri.
Now that was very lucky by Natkin.
And there's Jajati again.
You're taught not to save the underneath your basket.
And Jajati again with points down in the paint. 21-16, and we have a timeout by Coach Pickman. 5-point lead by Magen David to start this third quarter of play. Wow. This plays right into Magen David's hands, as you were saying. Just keep the transition game going, and it looks like they're looking to take advantage of the match with Jajati.
Keep pushing the ball, and Jajati, yes, I told you, Jajati is the 100%. Key to this game. And keep pushing the ball. And they got lucky for saving the ball underneath the basket. You know, it could have been 2 points the other way. It was a 4-point swing.
Well, Natkin is athletic. Natkin going out after that, that's nothing new for him. He's an athletic big man. He can shoot from anywhere, and he has no problem going out to make that play. He knows how long he can stay in the air, and he knows exactly how to turn to find his own players. And right there, that was a perfect pass through. They caught him in transition back the other way, and a bucket.
And Pick calls a timeout right away.
Oh, yeah, no choice.
He's not gonna let this lead
look
become bigger.
The one thing you don't want is you don't want 5 to become 10. And if you can stem the tide now, then do it. You have an allotment of timeouts. May as well use one when you really need it, even if it is a minute and 40 seconds into the half. Players come back onto the floor. Both sides will leave the same players on. Schlissel will inbound. Schlissel, my apologies. Schlissel will inbound. Charlie Sutton brings the ball off the floor. Over to Ricky Sutton. Inbound, back to him. Swings it over to Abed. Abed gets it down low to Schlisser, who misses. And a rebound almost by Cohen. Off Cohen, going back to Heschel. So Heschel will retain possession for another offensive set. Nice hustle by both sides there.
Yes, for sure. I like the fact how the Heschel gave Lindenbaum the ball to get the ball to open up the middle a little bit. If Heschel's able to get Lindenbaum the ball and he can be the pivot off the offense, it'll be great. It'll be easy for them to score off this zone.
Sutton, over to Sutton. Back to Sutton. Ricky Sutton. Ricky going to his right, sends it over to Charlie. Charlie sends it down to Schlisser. And we're going to get a foul down low.
Is that the first foul in the half?
That is the first foul of the half. And that will be on out. That will be on. Called the foul on Ray Jajati. Apologies. Jajati's first of the game. Ricky clearing everybody out. Sends it across to Charlie. Charlie dribbles. Hands it to Abed. Comes around. Drives the lane and puts it up with the left hand off the boards. And in. Nice little nifty driving, and that stems the tide. Brings them back to within 3. 21-18. Magen David the lead. Jajati. Up to Masiri. Over to Cohen. Back to Jajati now at the top.
As you see, what Magen does is they keep somebody in the middle, and the 2 guards.
That was a beautiful pick right there. Great play to get Jajati free. It's 2 and the foul. Jajati really being that difference maker. Foul is going to be on Jesse Abed, and that's his 3rd. And so they're going to bring in Natano Shapira.
And that's big. That's big for Heschel.
And they're not even taking out Abed. They're taking out Schlisser. So now Jajati will go to the line. Chance to complete the old school 3-point play. Already 6 points in this quarter, and there's 7 points in this quarter. Jajati was a difference maker against DRS. I think he had 9 points in a row at one point against DRS last week to really push it out. And now here again, the difference, really, with the exception of 1 point, because it's a 6-point lead, the difference has been Jajati. Abed. Sutton. Switches over to his left. Pulls back out. Over to Ricky. And we get a timeout by Pickman. That's the second of the half already.
Another timeout?
2 timeouts already in the 3rd quarter. I guess this is one of those where if you let it get out of hand, it doesn't really matter if you have any timeouts left in the 4th quarter, right?
Yeah, what Magen does on offense is, as you can see, that they put Nackett in the middle, and everybody runs off of that screen of the man-to-man. So you got to play. You can't leave. Keep that big guy off the middle. You can't have somebody who's covering in the block, because if you leave him wide open, then Nackett gets the ball. So what I'll show you again, he gets the ball at the top of the foul line, and they all run off of him, all the guards.
We'll see if that continues here. Works to their advantage or not.
So now Magen looks like they're in a triangle too.
Abed to the Suttons. Ricky with the ball. Back up to Charlie.
And Magen disguises it very well.
Ricky with the 3 misses.
They're in their 2-1-2, but they're really in the triangle in 2, and everybody rotates. Look at that.
Masiri with the miss, going up a little wild. And the rebound by Shapira.
Oh, he should have given up.
Abed over to Shapira for the 3. And he drains it. They knew it. The bench jumped up the moment Shapira let that one loose. They knew that one was going down. And it's a 24-21 Magen David lead now. Cohen, top of the key, sends it to Nathan. Over to Anthony. Anthony steps to his right. And for a walk. 3:32 left to play. A turnover by Magen David. Playing right back into Heschel. Just nailed the three, looking to cut the score a little more.
It's a one-possession game.
Yep. Sutton. Look at Jesse a bit.
See?
With the screen. Pulls up, and it's going to hit off the stanchions. And it's going to go the other way. Yep, they brought Lindenbaum out to free him up almost the same way that Jajati was able to move around the bigs at the top to get down low. Just a shot hitting off the iron and hitting off the supports of the basket. And Heschel getting all the way back to prevent. It looks like getting all the way back to prevent anything in transition. They're not even going to guard the back court. They're just going to let him come to the front court.
Yeah, they're in their 2-3, it looks like.
Cohen with the ball. Has the wings. Can get it to Nasiri. Nasiri looking to drive. Sends it all the way out to the other side. Looks like it was tipped, and it was tipped. And it's going to come back Heschel way. Great defense by Ricky Sutton.
And even that was a quick shot.
Yeah, good defense by Ricky Sutton there. And a three misses long. And they'll come back the other way. A three by Shapira not falling. Cohen. 2:45 left to go in the third quarter. Cohen tries to get down on the Jajati. Jajati's going to get the foul. It's going to be on the ground. And the foul is going to be
it's on Lindenbaum.
Lindenbaum. That is going to be his first. Going to have a sub. Abed's going to come in. It's going to spell Nass. Natkin inbounding. Over to Achmaias. Nachmias. Cohen, apologies. I know I'm butchering that and I apologize.
It's okay, it's okay.
Cohen. Natkin for the three. Drains it. Cool as the other side of the pillow, as they would say.
Some player.
Let's go! Let's go shot! Go shot! What?
We got a foul.
How was that shooting foul?
27-21, 6-point Magen David lead. That foul will go to Albert Nasiri. And so Ricky Sutton will go to the line for two more shots. He already hit three in the second quarter, and he misses the first. Here's something ironic. Looking back to the third quarter. All four of Heschel had 12 points. They were either by three-pointers.
Oh, here's their pressure off the.
So it was either by three-pointers. Charlie Sutton hit 2 3-pointers. 3 free throw shots by Ricky Sutton, or an and one by Noah Lindenbaum. So all of Heschel's points in the second quarter came off of three-point plays. And that ball got thrown away. Abed picks it up. 27-22. Sutton.
See, that's what Pig does very well. He changes the defense on you frequently. Sometimes it's unexpected. And even though they went into the man-to-man, they were in the zone.
They had a walk, absolutely.
They were in the zone for a bit, and then they had to come back. He pressures the ball, and you put it in guys who don't generally are good ball handlers. They don't know what to do with the ball. So they make Jajati, make him an extra player, make him a playmaker. That's what you want to do to slow down an offensive player like that, because like I tell you, he's smooth. Him and Natkin are very smooth players, and what they want to do, the primary ball handler, you would put it in Natkin's hands, in the series hands or Cohen's hand, and let them run the offense.
And that ball goes on the floor, and we have a tie-up. We're going to have ourselves a jump ball, and that's going to go Heschel way.
Yep.
So, nice, smart play by Ricky Sutton. Ricky really being that catalyst that he's been all year, taking the ball back for Heschel.
Yeah, he's some dynamic player, Ricky Sutton.
Going to get a substitution.
He's going to give you all to hit 000.
Shapira comes in for Nass. Charlie Sutton bringing the ball up the floor. 1:20 left to go in the third quarter.
There you go, the primary.
Abed, Lindenbaum, back up to Abed for three, and he drains it.
2-point game.
5 points for Jesse.
I think they're going to sit back into the zone. It looks like he's calling out his zone.
That is Jesse Abed's 5th point of the quarter. And the game, but of the quarter.
It's a zone.
Cohen, they're going to, looks like with 55 seconds, they may
These
try
last
to hold.
possessions, I don't know if anybody has noticed that after a scored basket, Pick has been changing the defense. I wonder if Magen realizes what they're doing.
And now with the 2-point
Only
game,
off
Nasiri misses long. Heschel coming back up the floor. Down low. Back up to Sutton. Ricky puts up the 3. Misses short. Cohen with the rebound.
You gotta stop the ball.
Nasiri gonna drive over his head. Euro step. And he's gonna get the foul. No basket. Gonna get the foul. He'll go to the line for 2 shots.
That's a shot that he probably normally makes, but it's, for me personally, I don't like that shot at the top of the key, especially with a team that has great transition offense, because if a missed shot, it's automatically usually 2 points or a foul the other way, which just happened.
Correct. Nasiri's first point since the first quarter. That's his 4th on the day, 2nd free throw of the day, nailing it to give Magen David another 3-point advantage.
And that's the guy with 1 on the line. He's shooting under 60% on free throws under the year.
Well, he missed that. He was at this point. He's 40% today, 2 of 5.
Yeah, in his season, he's 57%.
Looks like Charlie Sutton's going to be content to hold for the last shot with 12 seconds to go. Abed for 3. This is long. The ball knocked out of his hands of the player. Cohen driving back for 3 seconds. Cohen off the board, misses, pulled down by Magen David, and the quarter is going to end with no backup shot. Magen David, a 3-point lead, 28-25, heading into the 4th quarter of play. Wow, what a back and forth quarter.
Yes, and exactly what I said, a top of the key shot, missed shot. Obviously, if it goes in, you know, Heschel goes in end of the quarter with excitement and hype, and they still should be hyped. They're down 3. They got 8 minutes to go, but they have to be aware of their shot selection because this team wants to get out and run. They want to transition. And they also, Magen, for the Heschel, as far as Magen has to be concerned, they have to understand what defense Pick is throwing at them. Heschel, they have to realize that once the point guard Cohen gets the ball, he has to know right away, let's set his guys up and say, let's go. Let's run 5. Let's run whatever plays that they run just to get them going.
In that quarter, Magen David was at his best when it was finding ways to get Ray Jajati open. Ray Jajati, 7 points that quarter, making a mess of things down low for Heschel.
Oh, Jajati is, I'm telling you, he's the guy that could be the X factor. I'm telling you all game that he is the X factor because the teams worry so much about Nakin and the series that they don't realize how essential, how crucial, how vital Jajati is. Especially, he's a rebounding force. He's a body that rebounds the ball. He has a knack for getting these rebounds.
And on the other way, Jesse Abed, 5 points, his first 5 points of the game, a 3-pointer, along with Nathaniel Shapiro, a 3-pointer. But as you called before, Noah Lindenbaum really freeing players up to get those shots. 8 minutes to play. Again, we want to thank our sponsors, Camp David, Regal Bank of New Jersey, and Camp Step It Up. Go to timetostepitup.com today. Sign up for this summer. Over 1,000 TV players have attended over the years. Your children can be there as well. Mikey Natchin, taking the ball. He's been there. Step It Up transformed the way I look at the game and at real life. Taught me how to be an individual. And Yogev Verdugo, the owner, really instills a strong work ethic into his kids. He shows what it takes to be great. Really great testimonial. Shows what they can do for your children. As Magen David opens up with the ball in Gwindy's hand. Back to Gwindy. Gwindy fakes. And we're going to get a foul. Foul's going to be on Charlie Sutton. That's going to be his first. 7:44. Only 16 seconds running off the clock. Coach Ike Dweck not happy with how that play was being run. Cohen in backcourt. Gwindy. Back to Cohen. Cohen into Natkin at the line. Over in the series. Cohen fakes the 3. Hits off. And it's going to come back to Ricky. Ricky is going to get swatted and it's going to be a foul. They're going to say he made body contact. He got ball, but he looked like he got body on the way up also.
Not to the chagrin of the Magen David fans.
Especially because that's his 3rd. So absolutely to much of his chagrin. And Ricky Sutton's going to go back to the line. Ricky created that turnover, got the ball back, took it down, almost got it up. Natkin swatting it away, but getting him with the body on the way up. And Sutton will go to the line for 2. So all of Sutton's points coming from the line today. 4 of them. He is right now 4 of 5. Ball will be given into Sutton. And he drains it. 5 and 6 from the line today. Cuts the lead back to 2. 28-26. And he drains that one as well.
Full court. They're going into their full court press, Heschel.
And it is now a 1-point game. And what happened? And we got a foul on 3. Jesse Abed, that's going to be his 4th. That's going to be his 4th. That's big. Abed, a 3-point shooter. Good from the outside. One of the main guards in the rotation. 4 fouls, 1 more. His night is over. Cohen on Abed now. Kajati comes around.
Great
drives
switch.
with the left and then lays it in.
Wow.
Kajati, first 2 points of the quarter. His 9th on the half. 11 for the game.
It must be so great for Nasiri and Natkin to have a player like Kajati.
Well, he's been an unsung hero, as I mentioned in the lead into the broadcast. He was a bench player when he was a
That's
freshman.
a foul, actually. They missed it.
Yep, probably should have been. Kajati driving the lane. Kajati with the left. Misses Cohen. Puts it back, puts it up and in.
Big.
Nice follow-up by Teddy Cohen. His first 2 points of the night could not be bigger. And it's a 32-27 lead. Puts it back to 5. And that gets the Magen David fans on their feet. And Coach Hickman taking another timeout. That is his 3rd timeout with 6:24 to go in the game. And what a difference. Kajati and Cohen, the 2 of them really pushing it. Cohen finding Kajati on most of the feeds. We haven't kept track of assists, but I can't imagine that he has any less than his game average of 6 per game, and a lot of them to Kajati himself.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And it eases off the pressure of Natkin and Nasiri. So they're going to be big down the stretch because they're going to try to overwhelm. Oh, watch Kajati. And you got open spaces for Natkin and Nasiri. And you already can't have open spaces for these guys because they can drive. They can kill you with just a little bit of space.
Well, Kajati leading his team by a wide margin. 11 points on the game. Next closest only has, I think he got a couple of players with 4, but Ray Kajati and his play, taking the ball in, rebounds down low, really giving Heschel fits under the basket. You got on the other end, you got Ricky Sutton with 6, you got Charlie Sutton with 8, so Charlie Sutton leading Heschel with 8, but Kajati, the leading player on the game with 11 points. And with 6:24 left, if you're Coach Pittman, how do you get your players back into this? How do you, down 5, I know you're not really out of it, but the way Magen David's been playing in the transition game, got to be a little disheartening seeing that the threes aren't really getting you back on top here for Heschel.
Well, you don't need to take the threes all this time.
I meant what they've been doing till now.
What we got to do is move the ball and set down to what they're doing. And just have patience and have their defense go back and forth. That's what you do. And sometimes, listen, your offense can be your best defense. So right now, they need to score, and they will. I feel that they will come something out. This is what Pick is telling them. Look, we got to be patient on offense and look for the open shot and then take it.
And that was a 3. There you go. That 3 by Simish Schlisser.
And look, we're down 2 with 5:45 to go.
There you go. Right back into it. Schlisser with a huge 3, a splay-legged 3. That's an interesting shot.
There's no rush. Yeah. All you got to do is have them play defense for 20, 30 seconds. You're going to find holes. Everyone thinks that you got to come on the zone, that you have to be a quick shot. The zone is set up for you to take outside shots, but how are you taking these outside shots? Are you rushing? That's what we want you to do. We want to minimize the drive, and look, he almost had a steal there.
Yeah, great almost steal by Sutton, dispossessing him of the ball at the free throw line, but nobody there to take it after he got his hand through on it.
Especially like Heschel, they're a good three-point shooting team. So if they keep moving the ball and getting open spaces and making the defense move by either dribble drive or ball movement, they'll get good looks.
Magen from three, just killing. Just a killer.
He's a beast.
He's had two shots hit today. Both have been threes. That one fed by Jajati.
Backbreaking Charlie, right? Look at that rebound. Oh, that's a foul right there. Oh, look at that hustle.
And they're going to come away with it. And Cohen.
Cut him to the spot. Cut him.
Cohen's going to get the foul.
Very surprising because you see he went for the foul instead of cut him off to make a play to the basket. They ran right. He did a great job. He had an angle to cut him off. All you had to do is make him switch, and you might have had a missed shot or a turnover by traveling.
And so, Sutton gets his second foul on that.
Make these players make a great play. You try to tell them. You want to beat him and cut him off to the spot.
As Cohen misses the first. But the more important number, we talked about his second foul. Look at Heschel. Look at the number under Heschel's foul. They have 6 fouls. So anything from here on out is going to be free throw shots for Magen David.
Well, for Pick, that's not a big deal for him because Magen is not a great free throw shooting team. They shoot 61% for the year. See, there was 1 of 2 on this. If you're going to score and you give them half the basket, then you can capitalize on that.
6-point game, 36-30, Magen David up. Heschel has the ball in their half court. Slisser. Out to Sutton. Back over to Ricky Sutton. Charlie looks to drive, puts it up with the right hand, does not get the roll. Cohen sends the ball out to Nachmias. Tries to go right, left, misses it.
That was great defense. Make them make a play.
There you go. And Sutton with the ball. Over to Abed.
Oh, wide open.
3. Nails it.
See, they can get right back in this game.
And we're going to have a timeout by Coach Dweck.
They can get back in this game. There's 3-point shooting team. They're very good at it. All they have to do is be patient and move the ball around. Whether it's by ball movement or dribble, drive, and kick. And that's what they have to do. There's no rush on offense when you have 4 minutes and 6 seconds left in the game. Now there's a 1-possession game again.
It's a 3-point game. It's right there. And Heschel's 3-point shooting looks to be getting its groove going. Jesse Abed looked the wide open 3. It was just like it was shooting in the gym for him. Just like nobody on him. He had all the time in the world, and he knew that was going the moment he left and the ball left his hands. And he got to cut it down to 3, 36-33. So far, both of the field goals for Heschel this quarter, 3-point shots. One by Simi Schlisser, one by Jesse Abed.
Wow, this is a great game. Great game. You knew this was going to be a tough and tight finish.
It certainly is, as our championship broadcast winds down. This being the last broadcast of the Yeshiva League Championships for the winter season. We've had 6 championships determined, the major 6 championships. We have we have 5 and 6. This will be number 6. And then this week, on this court, starting this Thursday, will be the 2019 Red Sox Memorial Basketball Tournament, which you'll find exclusively on Max Live. Always a great job bringing that to you. Call it the granddaddy of them all, because it really is. It is the Yeshiva League Tournament of Yeshiva League Tournaments, and they do a great job tuning to Max Live starting Thursday for wall-to-wall, tip-to-buzzer coverage. Shot misses long, pulled down by Heschel. Heschel with a chance to tie the game or draw back within 1. Ricky hands it to Charlie. Over to Abed. Charlie over to Abed. Down to Schlisser. Schlisser into Lindenbaum. Lindenbaum looks to put it off the glass. Misses, but a tipping by Sutton. A tipping by Ricky Sutton brings this to a 1-point game. Ricky Sutton's first field goal of the game. He has 8 points, 6 off of free throws. And it's a 1-point, 36-35 Magen David lead. Natkin Bounce pass over to Cohen.
Oh, it's great.
I'm sorry, Dejati. Dejati drives, misses that one. Natkin almost had the rebound. Race for it, and it's going to be out of bounds. Off of Schlisser, who was in a race with Natkin there.
That last play, it looks like what they're doing is they're coming off down screens off the pick from Magen Dave. Let's see what they run here.
Natkin sends it to Cohen. Sets it up high with 2:50 to go.
They're doing it again.
Windy.
Ooh, that's a foul.
Gonna be a foul on Schlisser. Good call. So it's gonna be 1-1.
1-1. 1-1. 1-1. Come on, man.
Funny. This was the point last year where we had it was a tie game, 36-36. Magen David and Frisch. Frisch held the ball for one for about a good 2.5 minutes.
Oh,
I think we'll see a little. I think we'll see a little more action now as Dejati goes to the
Get
line.
the box out.
Dejati nails the first, so he'll take a chance at the second. 37-35, 2-point game. And they're leaving him open on the block, on the right block over here. They're essentially leaving him open. And misses
I told you they should. The person that you don't want to put on the line is Natkin. He's the one that's shooting 80%.
Well,
It's a 2-point game.
Natkin has not made it to the line at all tonight. Ball up high to Sutton. Back to Charlie Sutton. Ricky. Back to Charlie on the right wing. Lindenbaum. Charlie all the way in the corner and misses. That's Ricky Sutton missing. Ball outlet.
Look at that, look at that.
Down. Great outlet, and Dejati will nail that. Cohen to Nasiri to Dejati.
They
Wow.
can run the ball down your throats.
Dejati opening up a 4-point lead with
They didn't know
2
what
minutes
was
to go.
coming. They're a freight train, I tell you, Magen. They're a freight train when it comes to transition.
Sutton puts it up and nails it. Ricky Sutton finally heating up from the
This guy
field.
got ice in his veins.
Yep. 39-37, back to a 2-point game. Cohen. 1:35 left. Gonna be a great finish. Another great finish.
This is what
Natkin.
I told you they're going to do. They're going to do the read. They're going to do the dribble drive to waste some clock. And if you overextend, they're going to either catch you backdoor or overplay where they bounce it. That's what they want to do.
Oh, we're just under 80 seconds left in this championship. Cohen lost the handle there, but he had the lane. Dejati is
What a-
going to get the
oh!
foul.
Whoa!
Dejati drove. There was body contact. They got the hands on the ball, but that's Lindenbaum's second foul. Dejati going to go to the line to look to extend his points on the night.
Let's see. This is going to come down to free throw game.
What happened?
They're trying to figure out who
Like,
the
if
fouls
Maggie
are.
and David can hit their free throws, this game could be over.
Oh,
for them.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's all going to be on the strike if they can finish it on the line.
Well, with 112, it's going to be all from the line now. Dejati nails the first.
He needs to nail the second.
Yep, this is big. Brings it to a 4-point game. And that's big. His 16th point of the night. Dejati, 4 of 5 from the line as Heschel back up the floor. Ricky over to Charlie. 4-point game with 60 seconds left. Ava tries to drive, has to go baseline. Pushes it out to Ricky, who puts up the 3. Nails it!
Timeout. Timeout, Heschel. He used his last timeout.
Ricky Sutton.
I told you,
points.
this is going to be a nail biter.
7 points in the quarter, 50.9 left. Magen David, 41-40 lead, a 1-point game. I guarantee you that there were a whole group of fans that didn't think it would be within lower than a double-digit game. And look at this now.
That means the fans haven't been paying attention to the Super League, baby. Because this is going to be a close game, and they haven't really paid attention to the playoffs. Because I think they beat 2 good teams to get here.
Uh-huh.
Heschel, you know, and so did And Magen David beat a great DRS team that slows their pace, and it's all about tempo with DRS. So, and they handle them pretty well. So I knew this was going to be a fight.
Oh yeah, well it's for the championship. If they're going to put about a couple of milliseconds back on the clock, 51-6. But this is the championship. If you're not here to play, may as well have left a week ago. You know what I mean?
I'm sure everybody's here to play. I mean, a couple of years ago, DRS put a spanking on Flatbush. They had a kid named Lifer on their team. And
that was a much different story. That was a case where you had a team where it was boys among men. I happened to play basketball with Yoel Goldberg, who was on that team, and we talk about it sometimes. I kid with him about it sometimes, and it was just a resignation to the fact that those 5 guys that were on the floor were probably the best 5 players in the league that year. You were a coach of that team. I think you can account for that as well. Sometimes you just know when a team is just so good.
We did, but we didn't come into that game thinking that we're going to get blown out. Our guys were ready. It's just that
but you can understand how it happened.
Yes.
Yeah. This is a much closer game, and again, it goes to the fact that what separated these two teams is 1 loss. Magen David was not undefeated like last year. Heschel's 10-4. Magen David's 11-3. That's the foul, and that's going to be Abed's last foul. Abed is done for the night. His fifth. And that's big.
That's a big loss.
Because that's a 3-point shooter that's down now. Again, it's only a 1-point game, but that's him. That's the senior.
Magen has the guy they want on the line, Michael Magen. This guy is 80% from the free throw stripe.
Yeah.
And it's 1-on-1 situation. They have to box out because, Dujati's out there and he can get a rebound. If they don't pay attention, also Nakin can go in there and squeeze the ball.
As Shapira comes into the game. Now Mia's going to come into the game also. Wendy's going to take a seat.
Ooh, this is exciting.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Nakin nails the first. 2-point game. 42-40. 35.5 left. Can stretch it out to a 3-point game with one of Heschel's key 3-point shooters on the bench. And he misses. And so he pulled down by Heschel.
Heschel has no timeouts left.
30 seconds left. They're on their own now. They're on their own. Sutton. Over to Sutton. 20 seconds on the clock. 2-point game. Will they go for the 2 to tie? Will they go for the 3 to win? Holding. Ricky. Over to Charlie. Charlie for 3. Misses. Pulled down by Heschel. Over to Ricky. Oh, he had a foul.
It's taken out of bounds. 5 seconds to go.
5 seconds left. 2-point game. Foul's going to go to Teddy Cohen. And a timeout by Isaac Dweck. Going to give Heschel a chance to set up a play.
I know. I don't know.
I was about to ask do you really want to give him a chance to do that?
Well, we did that a couple of years ago at Frisch. We called the timeout. It was 1 point something to go, and the coach at Frisch at the time, Joe Schwartz, he set up a beautiful inbounds play that we lost by 1 by Stepner. So it could go either way. So I'm not the one to judge. It could go either way. We were trying to set up a defense for them, and it ended up burning us. But 5 seconds.
But they don't even, it's like the difference. Oh, yeah, you called the timeout, correct? So, exactly. So, the question is, do you want to give them a chance? I mean, again, if it works, if they have the right defense, it's not going to be questioned. People are going to say, it is what it was, and we won't question the way that Isaac Dweck has been playing this game because it has been phenomenal.
Well, I would never second guess any coach. It's very hard down the stretch.
100%.
Very nailed biter.
If you've never been on the floor.
But what Pitt can do now, it's not, his guys don't have to go for the 3. They can set up where they can set up an out of bounds place, which probably be T, where the guys are lined up like a T3 across from one back, and he can either go from a 3-point, if you got the 3 shot, or go for the layup.
Okay, so here's my question, Coach.
Now you don't have to look for a 3.
Here's my question.
If they didn't call a timeout, I would think that they would go for the 3.
Who do you want with the ball in his hands for the last shot?
Well, you got to put it in Ricky Sutton's hands. A bet is not out there.
Yeah, I agree.
You got to go with your horse.
Correct. He hasn't been able to. And Mikey Natkin and Ricky. Oh, you have Ricky out of bounds. Ricky inbounding the ball. Whoa.
Hey, listen, you don't pay attention to the inbounder. They got to make sure they don't leave him alone. But Natkin, See that?
There you go. Getting it to Ricky. Ricky driving the lane. Puts it up. And the foul! And the foul!
Ice in his veins. 1.7.
Pandemonium. Tie ball game. 1.7 left. That is also Magen's 4th foul.
Now Pitt got them off the line. That's a smart thing to do.
And Ricky Sutton with the chance.
Spike's going to call a timeout to ice him. He's going to call out the timeout to ice him.
Wow. And Ricky Sutton, 6 of 7.
And you see what happened? Look, this is why this is season better with Pick right here. See, what happened was he took the out-of-bounds plays, and you just said it. You want the guy in the ball's hand. Who got the ball? Rick, but from the out-of-bounds. You forget the guy who's inbounding the ball.
That was a phenomenal call, Gus. You set that one up perfectly. Props to you. They left them alone because they were just guarding the
Even
other
if
four.
it's for a half a second.
You can't do it, especially with a player that great. Sutton only a junior, but making such a huge difference this year. And this is where they are. A tie ball game, 42-42, 1.7 left. He's got the ball by himself on the stripe. The game basically rests in his hands now. Basically rests in his hands. That ball goes through. Magen David has 1.7 to get down the floor and set up a shot. Heschel, 1 free throw shot, potentially away from their first Yeshiva League championship. They were here 2 years ago. Fell in a heartbreaker to Bridge. Also, I believe, foul shots that determined that game.
I told you that
if I
was
remember
big.
correctly, Yisrael Solomon was the one that nailed the shots at the end.
After he wasn't shooting it in the first half.
Yeah. And here we go. Ricky Sutton. The guy you want with the ball on the line. Tie ball game. And he nails it!
In his veins. Spike calls a timeout.
Ricky Sutton, 10 points in the 4th quarter. 43-42, 1.7. And you have to go the full length of the court now. You have to go, if you're Magen David, you're inbounding under your own basket. So you have to
you don't let them roll it in. You don't let them.
Absolutely not.
You don't let them catch momentum. So you gotta let, and they're allowed to run the baseline.
Yeah, but the question is, do you just back off the baseline and just guard the other 4?
Yes. I would generally back off the baseline, guard the other 4, have somebody who.
Just a rover.
And listen,
somebody just a rover, just
no
head
fouls
towards
here.
the ball.
This is big. No fouls. You're winning.
Yeah,
you know,
and a
just
foul, foul, now that 9 comes into play. Because if you foul, that's 2 shots. It's not 1,
yes.
It's 2. 2 automatic. And all you need is 1 to tie the game.
Wow, this is a nail biter.
Oh, this is phenomenal. We've had, on the Yeshiva Sports Network and Max Live, we've had 4 phenomenal games. And it's great that the Varsity Championship comes all the way down to this.
This is what fans want.
And this is what they're getting.
Game.
Now, Myers, they're going to bunch all 8 guys are going to be at the line. They're going to keep Lindenbaum on the ball, the tall guy, to give him something to have to shoot over, to pass over. 1.7 left. Myers runs the baseline, get it to Natkin. Natkin, with no time on the clock, puts it up, misses! And the Heschel Heat are 2019 MYHSAL Varsity champions!
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Phenomenal scene in front as the City Boys, congratulations, get to celebrate. Coach Pittman gets to celebrate their first championship. What a phenomenal run for these guys.
Oh, yes.
Heartbreaker for Magen David. Down to the very end. What a great game. And for these boys, there's no hanging your heads. This was fantastic.
And now people could talk about the debate. You know, I'm a great fan. This is what we talk about. Is the timeout crucial? With 5 seconds to go, to give a team like Heschel, a tactician like Evan Pickman, an opportunity to get his team a good shot.
And you have it all laid in the hands of the man, we can call him a man now, he's not a boy, the man, Ricky Sutton, the junior, stepping up when his team needed it the most. 11 points in the 4th quarter. And that win, especially with Jesse Abed on the bench, He was the player of that quarter, probably the player of the half, and I think enough to probably be player of the game right there. It's sad because Jajati on the other end had a phenomenal night as well. I think they both finished with 16 points, and if it went the other way, Jajati I think would have been the clear MVP. But Ricky Sutton, as he's done all year, I think we laid that out the entire game. Those two were going to be the matchup, and they got it. Both of them delivered. And as you see in front of you, the Heschel Heat, boys in orange on the west side, bringing their trophy back to the city.
Well, thank you. It was a pleasure doing this
Oh, we're
game.
not done yet, Gus. You stay right here. We have a whole game to dissect, although it seems like the whole game really came down to that last minute. So we have a lot to unpack. Right after they award the trophy, you and I are going to sit here and we're going to break this down for everybody at home because this was a fantastic finish of fantastic finishes. I don't think we've ever had a year where it's been so close on all ends. Now we await the awarding of the MVP award. My opinion, I think it's got to be something. I think Coach Gus, who is left for a second, will agree with me. And there you go. You see Ricky Sutton hoisting the MVP award for the Heschel Heat. 2019 MYHSAL Varsity champions. A phenomenal game, brought down really to the very end. Coming into the day, the opportunity for a statistical anomaly here in the Yeshiva League. I don't even know. I don't know anybody else who knows. And so that's how bizarre this stat really is. This is going to be the first time in a long time where the 6 major Yeshiva League championships, you're talking about JV and varsity hockey, JV and varsity girls basketball, JV and varsity boys basketball, all went to 6 different schools. Starting last Sunday, boys JV championship, hockey championship went to Kushner. Boys varsity championship went to Frisch. Girls played on Thursday night out in TABC. JV championship went to Hafter. Varsity championship went to SAR. Both teams undefeated. Also want to give a shout out to the perfect 14-0 Frisch team that won the hockey championship back last Sunday. And today you have Magen David with JV and the Heschel Heat taking the varsity trophy back to the west side. So really one of those years where I think this is a great capper on a Yeshiva League season where so much happened for so many different schools. And it's a phenomenal thing. I know I'm using superlatives here, and it's just so tough to describe, but it's such an amazing accomplishment and so great for the league, although it's tough to be on the losing end. It's so great for the league to have such a spread out representation over its champions. And I can't wait to see really how that bleeds into next year, the year after, because it really shows a spread of talent and a depth of talent as we'll bring Coach Gus back in on this. Coach, I think it pays to discuss something really important, because we just talked about how of the 6 major championships in the Yeshiva League, even including hockey and the girls basketball, all 6 went to different schools. And I think it accounts to the fact that schools are putting an emphasis on coaching and building from the ground up. You do both. You're in Flatbush. You are all the way down from in the junior high leagues as well as JV and varsity. How important is that for a school? And how does it translate to
It's tremendous. As you can see how Magen David or Hafter or all these schools, they're building. They're trying to build the winning repertoire. And it's a pedigree. It's all about working and off-season workouts and what programs. And for Heschel, what Peck does, he works with his guys all summer. Okay, he has them all summer. We have spring workouts, and here's one of the brothers, Schlesel, who's giving me a high five. But all workouts, and that's what you have to do to compete in this league. You just can't pick up a ball and decide, okay, let's go in the gym and let's run some plays and come out and play in this league.
I think it speaks to the diversity of talent and diversity of coaching and the ability of many teams to really take a step up. To note that we now have 2 champions. Both of them were 3 seeds coming in to the playoffs. And I think that just plays to the fact that everybody is on a level where you can be a 1, you can be a 4.
Well, look at the parity of the league. Heschel's supposed to be a 1 seed, but they lost their senior night home to Rambam, who well coached and played a 3-2 against them. And maybe that's what also capitalized to help them play against the zone, the 2-3, because I would say coming into the playoffs that Heschel wasn't such a strong zone offensive team, especially because now Lindenbaum is coming into his own, Ricky Sutton, Jesse Abed. No, even though these guys could shoot, they had no one to
no one to
facilitate in the front court or in the baseline in the front court.
And so now the 2 that you mentioned Sutton, you mentioned Lindenbaum, both of them juniors. They'll be back next year. Both of them key down the stretch.
So and Natkin and Nasseri. This team.
Well, Natkin's graduating.
Nasseri.
You got Nasseri coming back next year. You're going to have Teddy Cohen coming back next year, and it's going to be important. Nasseri coming back next year is important because Magen David firmly believes that if he's there on the JV team last year, they win last year's JV championship. And they have a case. They went to the semifinals and didn't lose by much. So the truth is, you can see Magen David back
Nasseri almost had an opportunity to run the table.
Yeah, of course.
Freshman year, sophomore year, now junior year.
Even back before. Let's not forget, he won in 7th and 8th grade as well. He came into today having a championship in each of his years. He's been in the finals now. That's going to be his statistic now. He's been in the finals every year since 7th grade. But now with this 1-point loss, that's going to put the notch there where it's no longer he's won the championship every year. But that's not a knock to him. He played phenomenal this season, and he played phenomenal tonight.
So unfortunate. Both great teams, both great programs, but you have to have a loser. And on this unfortunate point, it had to be Magen David. And but you got to tip your hats off to Heschel. They played hard. They were really road warriors. You know, they came into the dungeons of the Falcons' nest, and they came back from a lead down, and they came back and win. And that gym was hot. Okay?
Yeah, I was there.
I lost 10 pounds in that gym. It was a sweat box, and then they go to Frisch, a cold gym, it's open space, and they come back from behind and win. And the same thing here. They came back from behind, even though they kept the game close here, and they stuck with their game plan. You know what?
I mean, let's not forget. The same thing also happened against MTA where they were down by the half. They were down. They've been down the entire playoffs.
So this was their pedigree. They were ready for it. They weren't afraid to play because they've been down before. They have been playoff season ready. And as far as it's hard to play from behind or keep a lead with such a great team.
Okay, so we're going to cut to commercial break right now. Again, thank you to our sponsors. We're going to see if we can get a couple of interviews before we sign off. Again, want to say thank you to our sponsors, and we will be back shortly from the Max Art Athletic Center on the campus of Yeshiva University. You're listening to Max Live and Yeshiva Sports Network's production of the MYHSAL Varsity Championship basketball game.
And by Step It Up Basketball Sleepaway Camp. Log on to timetostepitup.com today to register your child for the basketball summer experience of a lifetime. We'll be back shortly with more action from today's contests. You are listening to the Metropolitan Yeshiva High School Athletic League Championship Series on the Yeshiva Sports Network and Max Live. Thank you for tuning into today's coverage of the JV and Varsity Basketball Championships. Be sure to tune into Max Live starting Thursday for the 2019 Red Sarachek Memorial Basketball Tournament. It's March Madness around the Yeshiva League, and we have all of the action for you right here on the Yeshiva Sports Network and MaxLive.com, the exclusive home of the Yeshiva League Championships. Today's contest is sponsored by Regal Bank of New Jersey. For the friendly service you want and the full range of banking services you need, go see Regal Bank. As New Jersey's favorite community bank, they have 10 branches across Morris, Essex, Somerset, and Union counties. From mobile and online banking to remote deposit and home equity loans, they offer it all to keep you thriving in today's fast-paced world. And they believe that your needs always come first. Visit any of their convenient branches and start making the most of your money today. Learn more at regalbanknj.com. Regal Bank is an equal housing and equal opportunity lender and a member of the FDIC. Today's contest is sponsored by Camp David Hockey Camp. Camp David is proud to announce the 2019 camp session now at the beautiful grounds of Camp La Vie and introducing its new MYHSAL division for boys entering 5th and 6th grade. Featuring the most experienced, talented, and caring staff to provide close attention to your son's hockey needs, Camp David has helped players realize their true championship potential for 20 years and can do the same for you. Visit campdavid.com for dates, prices, pictures, and much, much more. We'll be right back with more action from today's championships only on the Yeshiva Sports Network and MaxLive.com. You are listening to the feature presentation of the Metropolitan Yeshiva High School Athletic League JV and Varsity Championships, a Yeshiva Sports Network and Max Live production. Today's broadcast is sponsored by Regal Bank. Visit any of their convenient branches and start making the most of your money today. Learn more at regalbanknj.com. Regal Bank is an equal housing and equal opportunity lender and a member of the FDIC. And by Camp David Hockey Camp. Camp David is proud to announce the 2019 camp session now at the beautiful grounds of Camp La Vie. Visit campdavid.com for dates, prices, pictures, and much, much more. And by Step It Up Basketball Sleepaway Camp. Log on to timetostepitup.com today to register your child for the basketball summer experience of a lifetime. We'll be back shortly with more action from today's contests. You are listening to the Metropolitan Yeshiva High School Athletic League Championship Series on the Yeshiva Sports Network and Max Live. Thank you for tuning into today's coverage of the JV and Varsity Basketball Championships. Be sure to tune into Max Live starting Thursday for the 2019 Red Sarachek Memorial Basketball Tournament. It's March Madness around the Yeshiva League, and we have all of the action for you right here on the Yeshiva Sports Network and MaxLive.com, the exclusive home of the Yeshiva League Championships. Today's contest is sponsored by Regal Bank of New Jersey. For the friendly service you want and the full range of banking services you need, go see Regal Bank. As New Jersey's favorite community bank, they have 10
Players make coaches look good.
And we are back from the Max Stern Athletic Center on the campus of Yeshiva University. You've just watched one of the Yeshiva all-time classic varsity finals. Standing with me right now, game MVP Ricky Sutton. Ricky, I know it's a cliche to ask, but how does this feel right now, knowing you've just helped bring the first championship to Heschel?
I feel I'm on the top of the world right now. The best to do with the boys I love, best coach in the league. Best coach ever, best freaking team. I love it. No better place to be.
We'll get Coach Pickman in here in a minute. As a junior, tell me what it's like stepping up all year, playing with the big boys, and really proving yourself as one of them as well.
It's a great experience. My 4 captains, including my brother Jesse Abed, Jake Bohr, Omri Benishu, Jake. They just it was the way. It was the journey that they helped me get through. And now I am who I am today, and that was it.
What's it like sharing this experience with your brother? Very few people get to do that.
I've been playing basketball with my brother since I was like 4 years old, and it's always been love between us. We help each other up. When one of us falls, we pick each other up. It's the best experience ever. I thank God every day for it. I love him so much.
So let's talk a little bit about that fourth quarter. Coming in, 7 free throws, hitting 6 of them. That fourth quarter just went off. I believe 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 points, I believe, if I'm not correct. especially with Jesse going out with his 5th foul, how important was it to step up and really step into the role of the difference maker today?
I was upset at myself all game for 3 quarters, but the best part of having a team is they pick you up when you're not looking so good, and that's what they did throughout the game. I was down on myself. I wasn't into it, and they kept telling me, keep shooting, keep playing, we're in this together. And they kept telling me they love me, and I love them back,
Well,
and that's how we got this win.
Congratulations on a great season,
Thank you
and
so
certainly worthy of it, capping it off with that.
Thank you so much.
All right, we're going to get winning coach Evan Kickman in here. Well, Coach, I got to bring you in because I got to start off with one question. I know we speak a lot. Knowing that 2 years ago, you stood here and had to watch the play turn out the other way at the very end of the game. How fitting is it? And B, how does it feel?
Well, you know, Ike Dweck is a very good friend of mine. I think he's one of the best coaches in the league. The last 2 times we have played Magen David, last 2 times, this year and last year, the games ended exactly the same way, except they were on the winning side.
Oh, the Saturn tournament games that we mentioned.
This is 3 games now that we've gone at each other. You know, you just spoke to Ricky. I was blessed this year. We had 4 senior captains, 3 who played a lot. And when you've got leadership on and off the court, the kids don't quit. We came out of the Saturn a broken team. We were 9-7. We were struggling. I knew we had it in us, but my seniors wouldn't let this team fold. And, you know, we win 12 out of the last 13, and we're playing our best ball. And tonight, I got to tell you, I mean, it's just, they just have a will. You know, all 4 games that we've won in the playoffs have been second-half comebacks to where we've really played well. And it's a tribute, really, to the whole team, but the seniors just wouldn't let these kids quit.
Now, here's a question. I know they're all sitting right in front of us, but Gus and I mentioned it on the broadcast, and I want to get your take on it. Play started turning around the moment Noah Lindenbaum really hit the floor.
Well, I will say this. A year ago, there's a lot of lines on the basketball court. Noah Lindenbaum tripped over every single line when he was a soph. How far that kid has come is amazing. And I mean, I'm bragging. He will be a force in the league next year. But you know why? Because from now until September, that young man is going to work on his game.
I want to bring it down to the last 5 seconds of that. You were given an opportunity to draw up a play.
I got to thank Ike for that. Ike, you know, and I got to tell you, we by the way, you know, I'm not one of these coaches that's really a great X and O guy, but like we have this play called up, and we normally run it against man, but I said we're going to run it against the zone, where we just throw it, and then it comes off for a handoff and go to the basket. And Ike went man, so it worked even better.
And Gus Kennedy said the one player that you don't watch on an inbounds with 5 seconds to go is the guy inbounding the ball. And the guy inbounding the ball is the guy that took it straight to the hole, put it through, ice water in his veins, hitting that one at the line.
Now, you know, I don't know if you know or the fans know, 2 years ago in Saturn as a sophomore, Ricky got fouled.
So that would be as a junior. No, I mean last year.
He was on the varsity as a soph.
Correct. No,
so
2 years ago, but 2 years ago,
okay.
yeah. So he's
and it was in the championship game of the Saturn. He got fouled at the buzzer, tie score, 2 shots. He missed them both, and we lost.
And here, what a way to have retribution on the highest possible stage. So, and you'll have him again next year along with Lindenbaum.
With Lindenbaum, and the kid David Nass is going to be really good next year. I had to get him out because he has no offense against his own, but he's, you know, so, but this is the first one for Heschel. I've been there 6.
Talk to me how important that is, especially for the school.
I can't begin to tell you how much fun I'm having late in my career to be at a school like this, that I'm working for an AD who's just phenomenal, Rick Munn, Noam, the principal, who's been there now 4 years. They all support us. They all want to see us do well. They want to see us do it the right way, and that's what I'm about. And I'm just tickled to death that they were able to taste this first one in all the years that they've been in the league.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations again, putting an amazing finish on what was a phenomenal season for you and the Heschel Heat.
Thank you very much.
Look forward to much more from you in the future. Well, folks, I want to thank you for tuning in as well. Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. We'll be back shortly to wrap up from the Max Athletic Center on the campus of Yeshiva University. And we're back from the MYHSAL Athletic Center on the campus of Yeshiva University, the Regal Bank broadcast booth. Thank you all for tuning into today's broadcast. Two classics, two one-point games going all the way down to the buzzer. Really phenomenal. And in truth, all four of the games that we've brought to you over the last 2 weeks have been quite possibly among, I would say, the top 5, if not even the top 3, maybe even the best of the games of which we've brought to you. And it's just, there's nothing that we can say. Commissioner Seth Gordon, right there. It's just a phenomenal ending to a phenomenal year. I hope you all enjoyed listening to it as much as we enjoyed the last few weeks of working on it. Thank you to my broadcast partner for the Varsity Championship, Flatbush Varsity basketball coach Gus Kennedy. Thank you again to the JV commentator, Dovey Foreman. Phenomenal job as well. Thank you to our sponsor, Regal Bank of New Jersey. Also, thank you to Camp David. Thank you to Seth Gordon coming up our way. Thank you to Camp Step It Up. Seth, you want in for a couple of seconds here?
I'll just say one thing.
All right, hold on. We got Commissioner Seth Gordon coming in.
I'll just say one thing, which I've said over and over again today, 4 incredible championship games.
We were talking about classics just the entire
For a guy that's into broadcasting, I mean, this is a dream to have 4 games like this to call back to back to back to back.
We had two almost multiple overtime games in the hockey championships last week, and 2 one-point down to the wire games. These were so much fun. And I'm almost sad that it's over. It's like there's a lot of work that went into this, especially on David Schwartzman and Max Live then. It was just one of those years where everything just sort of fell into place. And I think you and I got to ask you, because I mentioned this about a minute and a half ago, but I need to ask you because maybe you have the answer for me. When was the last time that you had the 6 major championships won by 6 different schools?
Oh, that's a good point. And that's really nice for the league. And that's something I said. I remember the semifinal game between Kushner and North Shore in hockey, how happy I was that there was going to be a little bit of new blood. Mm-hmm. Nothing against the old blood, but it's just nice for the league. It's nice that there's parity. It's nice that a lot of people have a chance to come to a championship game, to win a championship. I don't remember the last time, to answer your question, but it's amazing. It's an amazing thing.
And especially schools that have not won before. You have Kushner winning their first last week in hockey. You have Heschel taking their first today in varsity basketball. And then there are schools that haven't won in a while. You have Hafter JV girls basketball taking a win. And then you have the dominant forces. You have SAR, you have Frisch, and you have Magen David all taking. So you got some of the old, you got some of the new, and I think that's really a perfect equilibrium.
This is also, you kind of knew this was coming, at least in basketball, because the whole season was so up and down and up and down, and you never knew who would win on any night, in any tournament, at any night, even in Sarachek.
You and I talked about how the last week of the season was so hard to actually put together a tiebreaker setup because the East could have gone out 7 ways. 1 through 7 was a game apart. You had the West where every team was in it until the last week and a half of the season.
Yeah, it was an amazing season. And hopefully at the end when people look back, they can just be happy that they were part of really something that was incredible.
Well, this certainly,
from beginning through championship games.
Certainly was a banner year for the league with 2 classic championships today, 2 classic championships last week. I don't know of any point where things have been as, and the word I use is phenomenal because it's a phenomenon that you really just can't figure out, but a perfect combination of all championships.
It just makes everything so much fun. I had the YU team sitting with me and behind me, and they were so into these games and so emotionally involved, just because they're basketball players and fans and not so much older than these guys and have been there before. It was just amazing, and that same spirit was felt throughout the entire gym, and it was, You know, how many times are you going to say it? It was just incredible, and I'm sure you did an amazing job.
Hey, look,
I watched
you know what?
hockey a little bit on replay. I look forward to watching a little bit of the replay of this, and I look forward to working with you again next year.
Hey, Seth, this was a phenomenal event. Thank you so much for giving myself the opportunity. Thank you so much for giving Yeshiva Sports Network and Max Live the opportunity to take this on and to make it our own this year. You allowed us to go and run with it and do as we needed to, and I don't think we could have predicted anything better, especially as a championship.
You did us all
rundown.
proud.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all, guys. Also, take it easy.
We're going to count ourselves out in just a few moments. Again, thank you to Max Live for allowing me to be a part of this, bringing me in, allowing me to broadcast in your home. Thank you to our viewers. Thank you. Please tune in this Thursday where you'll have more of this action because they're going nowhere. This is where you will find the Sarachek tournament right here. This court in just 4 days will hold 20 teams all fighting for the granddaddy of them all, the 2019 Red Sarachek Memorial Basketball Tournament. Thank you so much. As the curtain draws to a close on the 2019 Yeshiva basketball season, you know, we just said with Seth, I don't think there's anything more that you could have hoped out of this winter season. And I think it showed in front of you today. I just want to say for the Yeshiva Sports Network and for MaxLive.com, congratulations to our two champions, the Magen David Warriors in the JV, Heschel Heat in Varsity. For the Yeshiva Sports Network, I'm Elliot Weiselberg. We'll see you next year. Love you, Amanda.
Good. We are off.